All right, welcome everybody to a new Digits Club exclusive AMA. Today we are talking to Virtua regarding their upcoming Guardians Mint. So we have got some questions prepared. Community members can jump in, ask some questions as well. We're doing this right now live in our Discord, but we're also going to be posting it later on down the line. Let's go ahead and quickly get the panel introduced. Right now we have Travis on representing Virtua. So pleasure to have you here. Could you please do a quick introduction for yourself and your role in Virtua?
Yes, my name is Travis. I've been with Virtua for just about, I guess we're going on just over a year now. I am the communications manager and partnership manager there, and do a lot with their Web3, or do a lot with the Web3 and blockchain, not the developing and coding and all that kind of stuff. I'm more the potato that's just kind of out there in the community, feeling the trends, seeing where people are going, and kind of making those connections.
Fellow potato. That's we also got Herman. How about you do a quick introduction? I think everybody knows you already from here, but just
yeah, I hope so. So my name is Herman Jongerius, and I'm with the team, with the DigitsClub team for I think 1 year and a half, something about that, doing all kinds of things. I did all kinds of things like partnerships, etc., helping with building the ecosystem. Yeah, and now more in an advisory role together with Rick and making best out of it. And now we are here with Virtua. So I'm already excited about what's coming up in this AMA. So please, Travis, could you tell us a little bit more about Virtua, what it is, what does it do?
Yeah, definitely. So Virtua is what you call kind of a Web 2.5 company, I guess you could say. We're kind of branded as a gaming metaverse. We are founded by some heavy hitters in the gaming industry that have a lot of experience and a lot of background in launching some very well-known and successful games. And through seeing like the games and everything, kind of dating back to 2018, is when a lot of our team kind of came together and said, like, there's a better way. And now we see it all over with owning your assets, with being able interoperability, and just Web3 gaming in general. But I think we're kind of at a hurdle in the space as far as to how we incorporate the traditional gamers or Web2 gamers into kind of Web3, or at least not even make it a convergent where it just kind of seamlessly goes in and comes together, because blockchain offers a lot of really cool technology that has a lot of benefits that probably most people in this call know and understand that are in crypto, but it's really the outside world, the traditional space that has a lot of preconceived notions that may not always be correct. So they hear a lot of scary stories and just don't really see the need for the benefit for it. So Virtua as a whole is a overall ecosystem. We've got a lot of things going on. We've got marketplace. We've got our metaverse with our interiors with cribs and such. We've got games out. We've got quests and missions. We've got NFTs. We've got token. We've got all kinds of little different pieces and parts that all come together for a larger picture. And the Virtua Games Network, the Guardians that tie into that, are a big piece of that, kind of creating that overall gamer community ecosystem. The game network, just kind of give a brief little rundown on what that is, and then we can get into it later if you guys are want to talk about it more. But it's really Virtua has seasons, and through those seasons, like many games you're used to, earning XP progresses as you level throughout the season. The difference with Virtua is we're taking not only our games incorporated into that, other outside games. We announced another game today, which was Legends of Crypto. Just came onto the Virtua Games Network. We have Nitro League, a few others, as well as our own in-house games. And playing any of those games can all add XP to that same season. So you don't have to grind in just one game for those rewards or for that progression. It can be a variety of different games that you play. And then we also offer, additional exposure points or additional spot for the market that's not necessarily in the game through different DGen type activities or like Web3 activities where you can add XP with completely different things. Social layer activities, like through what is traditionally like thought of with metaverse kind of activities and such, can add XP. So you don't have to be a gamer to participate. It's kind of
Travis, could you also tell a little bit more about, say, the network as it is? Is there also a token involved, or what does it mean, the network?
Yeah, so our Virtua Games Network, it launched. We actually kind of launched it off last Monday with a early version, pre-release version of one of our games called Jetpack Hyper League. And you can think of your Virtua Games Network as kind of a player profile where we're going to be integrating a whole bunch of games, outside games, games you may play on other platforms, other Web3 games, traditional games, anything of the sort. And you would still play those games like normal gameplay, your normal function. But if I'm playing that game, I'm also in the back end earning XP towards my Virtua season. So I'm getting a little extra benefit, and there's an extra layer on there. And it's also kind of created a larger community of game players in general. You don't have to be just into this game. It can be a variety. We want to have hundreds of games in our library that can all kind of funnel back into the one system. Okay, and to speak on the token and such, we do have a token. It's our TBK token. It's listed on all the major exchanges, Coinbase and Kraken and Binance and all those. Uniswap, it's a ERC20 token on Ethereum and staked on Polygon. Currently, we have our prestige program for that, which you can stake your token in that. We mint NFTs with that token, but we have we have other things that are coming with it. We just don't like to mention anything until it's live and ready. That's the what's coming.
I got that. Yeah. Got that. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So actually, as a Binance listed project and basically being listed on any of the major exchanges, what does how do the market conditions tie into that? Because we don't actually talk to that many projects getting into the bigger exchanges nowadays, right? They're very picky. What does that look like? How is the token doing? And what is the company? How are they holding up?
Yeah, so we listed on Binance a few years ago. We were actually, I think we're the first project token listed on Binance. I could be wrong on that, but I believe we're the first. Coinbase, we actually just listed with about, I want to say 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. That was a 24-month process with all that, with them going through all of our stuff,
That's how it goes,
digging in, and everything else with it. Really, right now, like with Coinbase, we have volume with our token. We're really adding value to our token through onboarding or through demand, I guess you could say. By bringing more and more people into the ecosystem is how we, create more and more use case for our token, as opposed to like, hey, buy this token, you're going to the moon, we're going to pump it up and everything else. We're trying to take, kind of a different approach where we're just going to keep adding more and more and more use case with this token and introducing more things that it's used for to create kind of that value in the sense of why it's needed, as opposed to an actual dollar amount value. Whatever happens on that front happens outside of our control. But really, the Coinbase and stuff, we didn't see like a huge up or down necessarily with our token. Our token's been kind of moving with the market since then. We crashed with everyone else back last year. We've been kind of staying stagnant ever since. Really is what I see with the Coinbase listing, for example, since that's our most recent one, is an additional exposure point as people come back into the market. So many people use Coinbase, and so many people are out of the market right now. They're kind of on the sidelines, or crypto's at the back of their head. Wait until markets come back and it's back to everything's exciting and everything's going to the moon. People start flocking back in. So, setting ourselves up for the bull market has really kind of been our priority throughout this entire bear. And the Coinbase listing, different exchanges, something of those sorts. That's just kind of one part of that, to give an additional entry point and exposure point for people coming back. The bear market right now, it's slow. It's I don't want to say it's tough, because I actually really enjoy the bear markets as a builder more than I think most do. The main reason is because the space is a lot more quiet. It's a lot easier to kind of make connections with people, to get your DMs read, to get emails responded to and stuff like that, as opposed to like bull market. I find myself in the same situation. It's like, okay, I'm not responding to these 20 emails. It's not worth going deeper into, and kind of push them aside. because you just have so much going on and so much flying at you at once that it's kind of hard to filter some of that stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, I think we got a pretty clear picture now on Virtua as a whole and where you guys stand in the market,
Yeah.
the people behind it.
I still got one question about so looking at the market and Virtua. Are you having are you say behaving in a niche market, or what is your position in the market, and who are your competitors, for example?
Yeah, I mean, I would say really, I consider all of crypto a niche, and then you take NFTs and projects building on that, and you got a niche within a niche, and then you got the gaming, which is a niche within that niche, and then you got the metaverse, which is even another niche within. So yeah, I mean, I definitely see it as a niche market that we're moving towards a mass market. When I say that, we're not, our market is not necessarily the crypto or any particular chains market. The markets, they're just too small. We want to be the global market. We want to be very user friendly. We want to be something that non-crypto and crypto people alike can come into, can understand. They don't have the hurdles of needing to understand blockchain or crypto if you're not in it to get in there, and you don't need to. And at the same time, you have a lot of the benefits of blockchain if you are familiar with it and understand kind of those points. So really, is what we do is we build for the mass market while enabling different things with the blockchain, so people can kind of move at their own pace. I'm not one of those people that's a believer that everyone wants to be their own bank or everyone wants custody of their own assets. Everyone, is going to be walking around with a cold wallet, ledger in their pocket day to day. I really feel like the mass market doesn't want that responsibility necessarily, at least not at this point. They don't have, a lot of the mass market doesn't have issue with centralization or someone else holding their, money in a bank, those kind of things like a lot of the people in this space see. So by offering both sides of that, I think we cater to the more traditional market where they say, hey, it all makes sense. This is something I'm already used to. Meet the market where they are, but at the same time, you can still benefit those people who do want to, be their own bank or have custody and responsibility of all their own stuff.
Okay, good. Yeah, and could you say something about who are your direct competitors, for example?
Yeah, I mean, when I look at competitors, as far as in the space, I would say, I would say literally everyone is a competitor because they're all fighting for time, attention, liquidity, and everything else. As far as gaming and such, I don't see a direct competitor in the sense. I see collaborators a lot more than competitors, because with things like our Virtua game network, we don't want to compete with your game. We want to, add to it and enhance it. So, you can integrate into the Virtua Games network, plug into the, APIs and SDKs and other developer letters, and give your user base a whole nother experience if they choose to go that route on top of what they're already doing. And it also opens both a game coming into a whole new market of already established gamers. They're there for games, and at the same time it helps Virtua out because we're bringing in a new market, a new set of players. So it's kind of a we're both getting our back scratched through it. It benefits both sides. With how early this space is, how small this space is, I think, it gets dangerous when you start like, oh, well, I'm not going to work with it because they're a competitor, or I don't want to, do this because they're a competitor, because we're all just fighting over crumbs, and we really need to try to bring the
all on this together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but looking at, for example, at a Gala or a Myria, what are the differences between Virtua and a Gala or a Myria, just to give the people who are listening a better understanding about how do you position yourself?
So one thing that we really do is we're focusing a lot on accessibility. So we want all of our stuff to run on, all of our games are coming out mobile. We have them on web. We have downloadable versions for your PC and such, and we also have mobile. We're helping to integrate games and such coming in new ways, and helping them kind of introduce into blockchain without making them feel Web3 or crypto. Things like DLCs that we're doing, so digital content, digital downloads. where people can buy that skin, they can buy that car, they can buy that vehicle, have it on their gaming account, just like you would on Fortnite or Minecraft. And at the same time, you don't have to have that as an NFT. You can trade it within our marketplace. You can trade it, in all those fashions and, ways, sell it however you want to do it. At the same time, at any point, you can take that and turn it into an NFT. Or you can, sell it on our marketplace to Rick, and he says, hey, I want this as an NFT, takes it as an NFT, moves it off platform to OpenSea or Magic Eden or any of the sort. We also have some really strong gaming leaders as part of the team with a lot of experience in this. So I mentioned Keith. I may not have mentioned Keith Ramsdale, but Keith Ramsdale, he's one of them. He was the vice president of EA Sports Europe. He saw the whole FIFA thing, how much money was coming in on FIFA, and people just having their assets trapped to the game and gone forever when the new one comes. So they move on. I thought, this is crazy seeing what some of those people were spending on it. So that's when he really kind of got like, okay, I definitely see now how blockchain can enhance gaming. Doug Dyer is another one on our team. Doug is best known for kind of introducing gaming to Microsoft. He created and launched the Age of Empires series. He did Unreal Tournament, Duke Nukem, a bunch of other games that everyone would know. Gary Bracey is another one of our founders. He's really kind of known as like the godfather of introducing Hollywood IP into gaming successfully. They had tried many times, fell on their face, failed, and Hollywood was kind of done with it, didn't see a path. And then he went on to do the RoboCop game back in the day. And it was the first video game to sell 1 million copies. It kind of showed Hollywood how, not just Hollywood, but brands as well, how you can introduce IP into your gaming where it doesn't feel like it's just kind of like pushed in your face or something that's not supposed to be there, but enhances that whole experience. So he did, RoboCop, he did Terminator, Batman, Untouchables, Addams Family, dozens and dozens and dozens of games back in the day. He had Oceans, if anyone's familiar with that. And then a lot of other people on our team. So like the focus is in creating those same games, those same Age of Empire games, the same, Hollywood IP introduced games, and making it really about the games. And like I said, the blockchain can just enhance the Age of Empires, can enhance a Grand Theft Auto or a FIFA or any of those, and doing the same thing that they've always done, and that our gaming team has always done, which is just producing video games that people enjoy, people play, and add that additional layer, because we really see the market moving more and more digitally. Kids these days, they're socializing with friends through their headsets and through their gaming. They're meeting new friends through these areas. That's how they're interacting. My kids at Christmas, they got these $50 or $75 like Minecraft toy sets for my brother-in-law. They haven't touched the toy sets once. They threw them to the side. They ripped it open, pulled that QR code out, scanned it, and uploaded their digital
and went online.
And that's all they cared about. They're not collecting records, and they're not, collecting CDs or movies. Everything's digital. That's where they put their value, like where their valuable possessions go, as opposed to, some people in my generation and later where it was like, we collected actual physical comics, where now it's more like we're collecting the digital comics.
Yeah, you collect where you live, right?
Yeah, and I think there are the coming the NFTs in place, right?
Yeah, and the NFTs, like having it through the digital, digital collectible for the. I say all the time, I would not be comfortable with my kids if they came to me and said, "Dad, can I download this game on my tablet?" or what have you, and then I see like you need your MetaMask connection or your Phantom wallet connection or whatever else. Immediately, I'd say, "No, we're not going to download this right now. We'll find something else." And I'm gonna push it to the side. It's going to be an automatic hurdle, a roadblock. If my kids come up and say, "Hey, Dad, can I download this Roblox game?" I'm saying, "Yeah, sure." And then they're coming to me next week, "Dad, can I get a $10 skin on this?" And I'm like, go, pick up dog poop out of the backyard. I'll give you a $10, skin, and doing those things. And so by having that option for people, when my son comes up and says, "Dad, can I get this new V-Flect in my, Jetpack Hyper League game?" And I look at it and say, "It's $5 on my, phone bill. Sure, we'll buy it." At the same time, when he's done playing that game, I can take it and send it to my nephew or, one of his friends that plays, or I can take that and turn it into an NFT move it to my wallet and put it on a marketplace, utilize it in another game in some way, take it onto another platform that maybe giving utility or some kind of use case for it there. The options really go endless at that point. Virtua's, Jetpack Hyperleague game I bought the skin for can now shut down tomorrow, but there could be another dozen games I can still use that in, or different protocols that I can still have value with it. So it doesn't just disappear with the game. And that's really
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
And I looked on your guys' website, obviously, right? And there's a lot of stuff already done. I would assume that you guys already have a value proposition for the NFTs coming up, right? The Guardians, I know it's a bit of a complicated strategy, so we're going to dive into that right now. But before we do, could you talk a little bit about what you guys already built, what is already playable, what can already be used for the public right now?
Yeah, definitely. So we have our marketplace already built and developed. We do a lot of really cool stuff. We've got B-Flex, which are kind of our in-game avatars. We've got everything from Bored Ape Yacht Club B-Flex, Elvis Presley B-Flex, all kinds of different sports. We've got Jesse Lingard. We've got entertainers such as Stephen Colbert, hundreds of different B-Flex. So it's something for kind of everyone. A lot of different things like Dynamite Comics and Legendary Entertainment, Paramount Pictures, a bunch of like IP license kind of ones. And then we also sell through that marketplace, like Golf Business News does their digital publications and releases their digital newspaper magazine through the marketplace. La Officielle, the fashion brand, does a lot with releasing their digital content, Paramount Pictures, and different ones like that. And that marketplace really was kind of built and developed as the first stepping stone towards our gaming marketplace for the overall ecosystem. A lot of these things we built, it was like, okay, hey, we're going to need an in-game marketplace. We're going to need voice over IP. We're going to need, all these other little different parts to it that come together for the bigger picture. When we just released like, hey, we've got a marketplace, a lot of people are like, oh, cool, another NFT marketplace. But, it's really a need at the end of the day for the overall thing. So we've got the marketplace that's been out for a couple of years. Now we've got our cribs and interiors, which is kind of the interior to our metaverse. You say, so when people come in, you can decorate that with your NFTs, your 3D NFTs, put them on the wall. You can even get links so people can make an offer on them, through a sales site right there, through your crib. You can make your cribs public where anyone can come in and join and hang out there. You can have them private where only people invited to come in. However you want to do it with those. And really, those can kind of evolve into what's our gamers lounge, which is think of like a 3D immersive player profile where you can show off your achievements, your in-game awards, tournament wins, different in-game assets you own, all that kind of stuff for the store to be decorated and kind of displayed there. We know how much gamers love to flex, like, oh, look, I'm going to show off all my stuff. I'm better than you, yada, yada. That's one of the most fun parts of gaming, is being able to razz on your friends how you're better. And then we've got our first game that's launched with our early version 1, which was Jetpack Hyperleague, launched last Monday. That one is just on web right now, so you don't need anything to download to get in there and play. You don't need any NFTs for the games, any kind of crypto. You don't even need a wallet or anything of those sorts. This is really phase 1 of our game, with new phases coming each week. Every probably couple weeks, about every 2 to 3 weeks. Some phases might take a little longer than others, but we're hoping to have it all out here within the next couple of months, fully going with a full experience. Right now you have 1 versus 1 racing, and then you have an endless runner mode, along with some different things like leaderboards. And like I said, that's the first game kind of integrating into the Virtua Games network. With the next phase here in the next couple of weeks, we'll have like Android and Apple Store release mobile. We'll have PC downloads, Mac, Linux, all those tournament prizes, multi player where you're racing several versus several larger groups, what we're calling illegal tournaments, gamers lounge, being able to bring in your own racers with NFTs. And then we'll have things like wager systems, different collision and weapons and those kind of things of the sort coming as well over the next couple of weeks. So that's one of our games that's come out. We've also got another game that we've kind of had called B-Flex Battle for Virtua Prime that we haven't released yet. We've done a lot of teasers and such towards it. That's a game that we built with a gaming studio called Stainless. Stainless is best known for creating Magic the Gathering's game, and Carmageddon is another big one they did.
Yeah.
So they're pretty well known in the like kind of mass market gaming as well. And then these are really kind of we've got probably another dozen games or so coming out here over the next few months with their seasons and such. But they're really also serving as a proof of concept for other games that want to come in. Like I said, we announced today Legends of Crypto is another game that integrated in. So anyone that's playing Legends of Crypto is also earning towards their Virtua profile and in that games network. We've got Nitro League, which is coming out. I believe they will be launched with their full access next quarter, I believe, Q3. They should be coming. They have a beta out now, but that's a really cool AAA racing game built on Polygon. And we've got several others we haven't announced yet. And so those are some of the kind of Web3 games. And then through our connections with like Doug and Gary and Keith, and those others, we're also looking at bringing in traditional Web2 games, something like which
cool. Huh?
I'm not saying this one, we no talks, just throw an example out, but like if it was Candy Crush, for example, being able to bring in Candy Crush and integrate where all their players can have the same experience, but if they want that additional layer, they want to go deeper into the game, they want to, have that whole other social layer and different achievements and in-game collectibles and such, they can, would be able to tie into the virtual network as well for a whole other experience.
And what will be the role of the guardians there? Because if I understand correctly, there are 4 guardians, right? 4 types.
Yes. So the guardians is kind of our newest thing that we've announced, our newest collection or phase we're kind of rolling into. And the guardians, there are 4 different types. The guardians really tie into our lore a lot with Virtua as a whole and Virtua City. So Virtua is inhabited by VFlex, our avatars, which are like little robots. I'm not sure if you guys have seen them, and then from those VFlex, or with those VFlex, there was some monsters that were created, and you can dig into the lore a bit deeper and kind of see how this all was happening. But the Titans came in, and they could not be defeated. That was the Zephron, the Eos, the Gaia, and the Pyros were our Titans. And from those Titans, we created the Guardians. 999 of them, the scientists created. And these Guardians, I'm sorry, they're 3D animated assets, and they're kind of, I guess you could say kind of an OG battle pass in a way is how they're going to be. So Virtua Games Network is going to have the seasons. Every 3 months, we'll have a new season, starting with our Founders season that kicks off July 1st. I don't know if that's been announced yet, but I just spilled it if not. So, and with each season, just like most of your typical games, you'll have your freemium model where you're progressing through on a free path, or you could buy, your subscription, your battle pass, your whatever it may be, so that you also have a paid tree going as well. And with each level, you're unlocking new items, new emotes. It could be tokens, it could be NFTs, be a variety of different things, digital comics, all kinds of different things that you're unlocking as you progress through. Real similar to most games you're familiar with, the Fortnites and those on go on. But with the Guardians, we've got 999, and if you are able to mint one of the Guardians, if you're able to get in on that, that Guardian entitles you to a whole bunch of different things. And one of those things is a key, a free key. And the keys are what unlock that freemium or that premium tree each season. So each season will have a key. The key is kind of your access, your battle pass per se, if you want to go the paid route on the tree. And with a Guardian, not only are you getting that free key, but you're getting free keys for additional seasons moving forward as well. So there'll be 999 total. That's the only way to get those free keys. Other than that, it'll be each season. Folks that want to participate in the paid season path will be purchasing the keys each time. They have other benefits too, like you're getting some revenue in the form of TDK from secondary sales. You're getting some whitelist and OG kind of roles and Discord chats, discounts on merch, and some of the other kind of things we see with a lot of NFT projects. But really, the bread and butter is what I'm most excited about is those keys and those founders keys. They kind of really unlock your journey in those seasons.
Gotcha. And the design is going to be 3D?
Yes, for 3D animated assets. You'll receive the 3D animated version, and then there's also a 2D version that comes with it as well. I'm 99% sure. So you'll have both kind of assets. One you can display is kind of like a poster, and one's that 3D animated version.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, it's normally like 3D NFTs, they look amazing, but they don't tend to perform that well. But you probably knew that. So a 2D version is actually good to hear that you guys thought of that as well. So what do the whitelists kind of look like, right? Obviously, we have a live audience. I want to quickly divert a little bit towards them as well. We got some whitelists prepared for them, which we're going to give away at the end of this AMA. When do you have any information regarding the mint, right? Basically, that's where it comes down to price, action, release date, etc.
Yes. So we have not released or talked about the price or the release date yet. But what we're doing is right now, if you go onto the Guardians Twitter page, which let me pull that up.
Yeah, we could put in the chat real quick.
Can you? Okay. I'll send it here in the chat. But if you go on the Guardians Twitter page, that's a good one to kind of turn your alerts on. We've done 5 riddles now, and what we're doing is we send out a riddle, and when that riddle goes out, you'll see a riddle in a graphic, and you go to the website there, and that website is the Founders District website, and from there you will go click the link. You got to sign up with your Twitter. You can get some bonus points if you tweet about it to the link. Giving them access. The access to your Twitter doesn't give access to anything other than approving the one tweet that you give it approval on. So they're not going to get in there on anything. It's the Twitter's API. And you'll go onto the website and you can click enter crib. Once you enter that crib, it's the where you will solve your riddle. So based on that graphic, you will go through and kind of solve that riddle. Right now, there's no active riddle going on at the time. You have 23 hours from the time it posts to get it solved before a new one comes out. There are going to be there's going to be several riddles. I would expect 25 to 30 riddles at least, as well as other ways to earn points. Once you solve that riddle, you earn some points. And if you go on the website and scroll down, you'll see the leaderboard. The leaderboard there shows the top 12 scores at the time. And then if you scroll down just below that, it will show your personal rank and your personal score as well, where you're at on the leaderboard. The leaderboard is basically how the mint will take place in the mint order. So you've got to be top 1,000 there on the leaderboard to have a spot. Top 12 gives you an early access spot that, might have a little better benefits or so, we can say, if you can get there in the top 12. And if you haven't participated yet, you can see the leaderboard. I think the top one is 500 points is first place. That's really don't be discouraged. You'll catch up. You can catch up with that in like 2 days. So the riddles just started. There's 5 of them that have been out. We're doing, like I said, many of them as well as other ways to get points. So if I expect most people to miss several riddles. Some people not being able to solve them. Some people, timing, can't get in there to do it, and things of that sort. So don't be discouraged. Think, these riddles are already going on. I got no chance. You can get in there pretty easy still while we're still early on it. And if you're not a riddles person, you struggle with them, in our Discord, we've got our 4 different founders factions or areas, which are the Zephyrons, the Eos, the Gaia, and the Pyros. I am not a riddle person. I am very low IQ when it comes to those most of the time, and they make my head hurt. So I usually jump in the Discord, and I'm part of the Pyros. I'll go in the Pyros chat, and everyone's usually working together with each other in those. So those each additional little clans have their own, helping each other out to get those.
They work together.
Yes, just within those private groups. So those 4 private groups.
Yeah.
So
we actually did riddles ourselves. So the people listening in right now, they're accustomed to the riddles, but over here it was a battlefield. No one collaborated on it.
And see, that's the thing is
no one.
We've got a lot of outside people doing the riddles. It's like the Discord, the groups are all pretty small in those factions. It's usually the same, probably each one's probably, 30 to 50 people in there, pretty active chat. And I would imagine you have another, probably 30 to 50 people lurking and just trying to get the answers and such as well. So they've been pretty good about helping. Each faction wants to see the most of their people represented there in that top 12 leaderboards. They're all bragging like, oh, Pyros is, really showing out on the leaderboard and kind of using it to flex on each other and razz on each other. So it's been a lot of fun so far. We just started them a week ago from today. So we had, like I said, 5 so far, and we took a pause on it today on the riddles for probably just, I would not imagine it being very long, the pause. This will be the first weekday we haven't had one. So yeah.
And what after that? So when the riddles are solved and you have your leaderboard, and what happens then?
And for them from that leaderboard, we will have a sale. And well, the first sale window will be the top 12 on the leaderboard will have their opportunity to come in and mint their guardian and get their guardian. After that, if you're in the top 1,000, you will have your opportunity to get one of the 999 guardians. And from there, after that, will be open to the public after the 999. Now, is what we've kind of experienced with some things that we've done this in the past is usually the people participating in these riddles, trying to, be in the leaderboard, trying to get their spot, are more inclined to usually mint as well and come through on that. And they're actually winning one of the pieces. So I imagine we'll have a public round. I just don't know how large it will be by the time it gets there based on the leaderboard. So we still have several weeks to go before that. We have not even, like I said, we have not mentioned the mint price or the mint date or any of those things.
So those are not clear yet.
Correct.
Okay.
I would say that you can expect a few weeks at very minimal before any of that gets out. But we'll get out there with pricing and dates and all that kind of stuff with a decent advantage. We really just want to kind of keep it more fun and about the riddles, the cribs, the guardian cribs where you're solving these riddles is something we're real proud of. It should not only one shows off our cribs and kind of the look and feel and everything of them, but the design and everything that went into them, the items you got to search for and find within these riddles, some of the trickery we threw in there, all that kind of stuff. It's been a lot of fun. It's something we're proud of. We just kind of want to keep it a little more fun and something to do for a while. Bear market, it's all about finding something to keep us busy.
bridging the time. Huh?
Yes, exactly.
But so I heard you got some juicy whitelist spots for us for the community, right?
I do.
What can we do with those whitelist spots?
Yes. So we've got I believe we've got 2 different types of whitelist for you. We're going to give you guys 10 Vanguard and 5 Master list. So is what the difference in those are is when you go into our Discord and you go to if you're already a member in our Discord, go up to the verify option. If you're not yet a member of the Discord, jump in there. When you get to verify your account, and it will ask you to choose between the Zephyron, the Eos, the Gaia, the Pyros. And once you choose those, you'll get into that kind of faction and open up those chats. Everyone starts as an apprentice. From apprentice, you move to Vanguard. From Vanguard, you move to the top level, which is Master. Master is like the top of the top. The Masters, you'll automatically get 200 points on the leaderboard. So right now, I'm in, let's see, on the leaderboard, I am ranked 15th, and I believe I've got like 210 points. I don't see it right now, but yeah, I've got like right around 210 points. So you're going to be right up there on the leaderboard towards the top. The Vanguard, you're getting 50 points as soon as you come in, which is also going to put you up there well within the top 1,000 as well. So it starts with that. You'll have those roles within the Discord. There's not many masters out there because that's our level 3. We make it the top level pretty difficult to get to. It takes some time, some grinding, some participation, and everything of the sort to get there. But yeah, so we'll automatically start 10 people with Vanguard, which is kind of the level 2, and 5 people at Master, which is the top of the top. And you'll be whitelisted. Now you do need to go on to Virtua, after you get those and create an account on Virtua. You don't have to, at least at this point, you won't have to, if you're not comfortable with it, registering all your wallets and things of the sort. We make it, like I said, very Web 2.5, where all of our player base has really the option of using wallets or creating an account with, their Gmail or something of the sort when it comes to it, so that we're not excluding people in that fashion or kind of context with it.
And people that want a whitelist, for instance, from this AMA, what is the purpose for them to still participate in the riddles? Are there additional benefits to that?
Yeah, well, like I said, we've only done 5 of the riddles so far. So you've got, more than enough time to participate in riddles and get there on the leaderboard. We've also got a ton of other activities and things that will be done that can get points as well. So getting a whitelist, for anyone that's like interested in a whitelist, I would say you'll be able to get one if you're, got your notifications on, you're staying active and everything else. Especially in the market we're in, that's one of the other benefits. Is it's like we're not grinding with 100,000 other people. It's usually smaller numbers we're getting those, which has been great. So I would say participate in the riddles. Also, if you go onto the Guardians page, tag there at the top in our bio, you see the pre-mint site. So we have the pre-mint .xyz/the Guardians, and register on that as well. I believe registration on that's open for until the 21st, I think. So you got plenty of time to get on there. And then kind of start playing around in the Discord. Like I said, on that Guardians page, getting on there, checking for riddles. I can say for your listeners, when the riddles go out, it is usually right about 5 p.m. UTC most of the time, but you have 23 hours to get those solved. So if you're wanting to be one of the first ones in there, you kind of check in around 5 p.m. UTC on that page and see if there's anything on there. Yeah, and then like I said, our Discord, we've got a ton. We do a weekly Twitter space on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we've got a dev update in the Discord every Thursday. We had one earlier today. And then just a bunch of activities in the Discord as well. Wednesday evenings, we have a game night. Friday afternoon, my time, we have a game night. There's another one for European time zones. We try to hit every time zone with some type of event or game night weekly. So whether you're in Asia, London, USA, wherever you may be, we've got something for you. We've got mods there 24/7, a community team in there 24/7 that do an awesome job with kind of putting those together. So that'd be another good place to get into for a whitelist on something like that, or an opportunity for one.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay,
cool.
We have a little bit more time. I see some questions coming in from the community. I think it might be a good time to quickly cover some of those, unless you have any additional questions for right now, Herman.
No, it's okay to me.
They're firing heavy shots. So let's cover the one from Seeper, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's asking, almost 50% of the tokens are currently held by Binance, and only 10% by private wallets. I'm not sure if that's correct, by the way. But he's asking why that is.
Okay, so first thing I'll say is I'm not an expert on our token, so don't, as far as any major questions, I may not know a ton on it. I can say that I'm going to assume the 10% that's in private wallets is the team token. We have about 90% out in circulation. All VCs and investors and everything have already been fully vested. So it's pretty much what's on exchanges, and then what the team still holds. As what we usually do with the tokens is things like annual bonus with the tokens, performance bonuses, things of the sort, promotional stuff. Giving out our token for different things, whether it be a contest, giveaway, marketing, whatever kind of the sort. But the 10% on private wallet, I would assume is what he's talking about is what's not circulation, or why that is, and that would be a team wallet. All VCs, investors, and everyone have been vested though, and out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
cool. And then another question. I kind of tried to tackle this one myself as well, because I didn't quite understand it either. So people that win a whitelist, do they still have to participate in the riddles to fully get their whitelist, or once you get a whitelist, you don't technically have to participate in the riddles anymore because you already have it?
No, once you get, for any of the whitelists that we're giving away, you won't have to participate if you don't want to. Now, go get your wallet registered, get registered on the pre-mint site and those kind of things. But the participate in the riddles can try to get into that top 12 could be the reason why some people are so wanting to get into those riddles.
Okay.
Because the top 12 do have those advantages and stuff. You're also getting that, 200-point head start towards that, which is equivalent of, first place on the riddle for the day gets 100 points. And then the following 50 people get 50 points, and then everyone else gets 25. So depending on where you normally land in there, it's either, worth about 8 normal finishes in a riddle or 2, number 1 finishes. So you can get a good accumulation of points quick towards your top 12 if you're interested in getting a little higher up the leaderboard. But no, you will have a whitelist without participating. I would just get on the pre-mint site and get your walls registered, though.
Cool. Yeah, and I also think,
cool.
like you said, we're getting 2 different whitelists. So perhaps if you get like a lower quality one or the one you don't want, you can still participate in the riddles, try and get you the whitelist you want, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, the Masters will come with 200 points. The Vanguards will come with 50. So if you get a Vanguard, participate in those riddles and other things that we may host, you can catch up to that those points pretty quick and easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Clear.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. If you guys have any more questions, let them let them know right now. Real quick, this is just purely for the community. It's probably about time that we make a quick snapshot of all the participants right now, so we can hand out the whitelist thereafter.
Yeah, and we could do for the rest, for the leftover, we could do a raffle in Discord. But it would be good, I think, people that are already here now.
They're guaranteed.
Give them the whitelist. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have to do it in 2 screenshots because Taku is off the list. All right, there you go.
And if anyone here is or has a Cardano wallet, I can also give away a couple of our miner bots. Miner bots are used for both our Ethereum and Cardano collections currently. They are not as much the gaming side of it, more that ecosystem side. So what miner bots do is, one, we have the quest admissions that are live on our dashboard, and you can send your miner bots off on quest admissions to earn resources that lands normally produce. And another thing that they do is you can attach them to your land. So we have Metaverse land on both Ethereum and Cardano. You can attach them to your land through our dashboard, and they do things like 10% extra resource production, and different things of the sort to give your land some boosts. Those resources are going to be coming into hand with crafting and such when our games start getting launched. That'll be how you're crafting game items, new tires for your Nitro League car. It could be event tickets. We're partnered with like Kevin Hart, for instance. He has 5 episodes now, I believe, of his TV show that's exclusive through Virtua, and kind of a viewing room and everything there. And there could be some future things like, maybe it's a Metaverse stand-up comedy show that you get tickets for, IRL events through some of our partners, movie tickets, F1 race tickets, anything of those kind of sorts. So the crafting is going to be used for all kinds of sorts of things. So if anyone here has a Cardano wallet, those are just minted on Cardano. We will have future bots that do different things on Ethereum and Solana and whatever other chains, because we're very multi-chain and chain agnostic when it comes to that. We can go with those will have other benefits as well. So this collection, though, is on Cardano. We get 2 collections on Cardano as far as miner bots and land go. And then I don't know how many on Polygon and ETH, but quite a few in Paramount Pictures and Dynamite Comics. And all done a lot of digital collectibles.
Cool.
Then also a question on how to actually buy the bot lands.
How you can buy the bot lands. So to buy the lands, you can go on jpg.store to buy Cardano Island lands. And then that would be your best way to go to jpg.store, go up to the search bar, and from there type in Virtua, and you'll see we have both collab collections of different things and vehicles and things of the sort. But you'll see land deeds on there. Or you go to, if you're more interested in the Monster Zone, we shut that mint down pretty early after launch. It was just a bad market and really not time to release that out yet. But we do have lands on Ethereum that are producing resources. You just don't have the interiors on those launched and live yet, but you can produce resources from those. And the resources you produce on Monster Zone or Monster Island from Ethereum are not the same resources you'll produce from Cardano Island. So really one of our other kind of ideas of interoperability is one, by creating those, bots are minted on Cardano or minted on Ethereum or whatever other chain, but they're used across NFTs for all ecosystem, for all chains. Another way is by creating these different kind of small lands and zones between different chains, and making the resources those produce interoperable. Where I need resources from, if I'm on Cardano, I'm on Cardano Maxi, I still need resources from the Ethereum Monster Zone land, or from the Virtua future zones and future lands and stuff as well to craft these items. So it's not double producing necessarily. It's more just kind of splitting it through and kind of add different incentives for each one, because we're really of the belief every chain has its pros and cons. Some more pros and cons and some more cons than pros. But at the end of the day, we're also doing a lot with integrating businesses and commerce and stuff. And those business layers run on different chains. And we want to be really open to everything and have integration for as much as possible, so that when someone comes with their company and says, "Hey, I'm running on, Polygon," we're like, "Awesome, we got you." "I'm running on Eagle." "Cool, come in." Like, whatever that chain may be, where we can integrate them and bring them in as seamless as possible with that.
Oh, the more the merrier, right?
Exactly.
I got one more question. I think then we're through. It's about let's see, how do I phrase this? So Virtua is developing multiple games. How are they separated, and how do they not intertwine with each other's development?
Yeah, so we had multiple, like I said, we have multiple games we're doing and bringing in multiple games from outside. So we've got Virtua is based out of Dubai. We've also got a small marketing and kind of commercial business arm in London, and then we've got our game studio that is in Lahore. So our game studio in Lahore, it's called Big Immersive. It's a game studio that they've had since before Virtua. That's kind of been turned into reappropriated, I guess, towards all the Virtua and Virtua Games Network a few years back. So they're building games there. We've got, I believe, now around 200 developers there at the game studio. So we've got, we're a pretty large studio there in Lahore. We've got a lot of things going on at once, and can kind of focus on a variety of things. We also work with other game studios like Stainless that I had said to co-produce some games, and doing games that way, and then also bringing in games from the outside we have nothing to do with, like Legends of Crypto, for example, that we announced earlier today. They have games just integrated in that way. So it's really kind of a three-pronged system. We have our games we really focus on. Focusing on just doing like a AAA game is great, but it takes years and millions and millions and millions of dollars to make something really great. So and then even at that point, you got to hope the market loves it and it doesn't flop. So by doing some of our own games, bringing in outside games, and then working with other studios to produce games as well, we can bring in a larger library at a quicker rate of speed. And if one flops, it doesn't make it or break it for us, because we've got a dozen more right behind it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, makes sense. I think we ran through all of the questions. Pretty good speed. Anything else you would like to add, Herman, or anyone in the panel right now, or the community listening in?
No, so for me it's all clear. So
Good stuff.
I'm looking forward to the riddles.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we love riddles. We love riddles.
We've had a variety of different ones, from Morse code to mixed up letters, stuff like that, variety. And then you still gotta, once you figure out the riddle, go in there and find the actual item. And there's plenty in there that will fool you. So I get people all the time like, "Hey, I've clicked on this helmet 20 times and it's not working." I'm like, "Well, it's the wrong one then." 10 minutes later, they'll go, "Oh man, I just found it." Yeah. So we do not have a riddle today, but keep, on that Guardians page is where you'll find out about it. So keep the notifications on. We've got some super exciting partners. We work with a lot of really great people. when I just want to say real quick, you know, we originated on, we never originated as a chain specific company necessarily, but a lot of our stuff early was we had some CSGO items on Wax, we had Polygon, we had Ethereum, we had tokens there, and then we got connected with Cardano at Consensus, and we did a lot with their they do a virtual summit every year, especially back during COVID 2021. Their summit was huge virtually. They still had it in person up in Wyoming, but it was probably virtual was their biggest side of it. So we did their like NFTs, and we did kind of riddles and scavenger hunts for those as well. It really kind of formed a relationship with them. I know like Kenji Sasaki, who was the co-founder of Cardano, came in as an investor. Back to that point, we got very close with the Cardano Foundation, with IOG, and with all them about integrating in different ways with education and stuff of the sort. And then, we've also got our great, Web2 gaming connections with Keith, Doug, Gary, and all that kind of stuff. So if you have a cool game, if you know of a cool game, whether it be a Web3 game, a Web2 game, whatever, and you're like, man, this would be cool to get integrated in there, and additional exposure points or whatnot, let us know, because we're always looking for new games to bring in and bring on board. Really, this last week is kind of when I've started really kind of grinding and getting out there to start talking to some other games about coming in. And it's one of those, it's not exclusive, there's no contract, there's no, it's really just tying into the APIs and feeding kind of info from one to the next. So, and then if anyone wants one of those, if you guys want to run a contest for those miner bots as well, I can send you guys over 2 of those. Then you guys can pick out winners or send them out however you choose, and just let me know. And like I said, those
very nice
down a wallet though.
You said 4?
I said it. What was that? I'm sorry.
He said 6.
What was it?
6.
6? Yeah. Was it 2, 4, or 6? What was it?
On the miner bots?
Hear you correctly.
We can give 2 of those away, and I've got 10 of the Vanguard spots and 5 of the Master spots on the whitelist, and then 2 of the miner bots.
Okay,
cool.
That's good.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you all. And if there's ever any other questions, you guys want to learn more, like I said, jump on the Discord, jump on our socials. And we've always got spaces going on, yell at us if we're in space, like call us up on stage and say, hey, I want to ask you some questions, whatever it may be. I'm always out there, always happy to chat and spread the good message. So
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Travis, thank you so much for speaking here. We were all very excited, and it was a great AMA, great answers. Virtua is just an amazing project. We're super excited for the mint. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you all so much for having me on here. It's been awesome. I love coming on and chat. You guys had some really awesome questions. It always keeps it more engaging, a little more fun than typical.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Yeah, right back at you.
Bye-bye.
And as for the community, we're gonna go ahead and move it to the Discord in terms for the whitelist reward. So you guys will see the snapshot there. Thank you all, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.